What's up, Internet? I'm Aries Van Dam, and today on WTF Are You Thinking, I want to talk about delusions. And you'll notice I'm in the same shirt. You're probably going to see like 3 or 4 episodes where I'm wearing the same thing. Yesterday was my caffeine day, so I drank caffeine yesterday, and makes my brain do this. So I got a couple of episodes of knocking out in the same outfit. I don't know if I like that or not. But anyway, today's episode is about delusions. That's like this, and the way I define it, I don't know if everyone's going to look at it the same way I do, but I see a delusion is something that you believe that could easily be shown is not true, but you choose to believe it anyway. And as stupid as that sounds, there are a lot of people who just live in that delusion. I watch a lot of debate shows. I love debates. I would love to debate people. But the thing is, when I watch these debates, you can see that the person is just getting destroyed. Like one side is just crushing the other side with like facts, and they'll say, "Oh, you got to study." They pull a study out. Here's your study, and they still just don't. Oh, this study is. They'll find a reason not to believe that study. It just they'll do anything they can do to keep that idea going in their head because their worldview is tied to that delusion. And I'm going to show you a couple of them I'm talking about. Feminists are the worst with this. Feminists, you can show them that everything they're saying is bullshit, that it is a full-out lie, that they've been lied to. And instead of getting mad at the people who lied to them, they'll get mad at you. They will call you a misogynist or anything that they can to try and get that heat off of them because they're losing the debate. I see it every time I watch a debate about feminism or anything of that nature. The word misogyny has been said. Every single debate. Because whenever you start like using facts and logic and reason on someone who has the feminism bug or whatever that is that's making them delusional like that, that so much of their world is tied into that, like the stuff they've learned in school all the way through college. They've been taught these things, and when you start showing them, oh, that thing's not true, it really, they can't deal with it. But they're so tied to it, they can't change that thought. They can't just say, maybe I'm wrong about that. Let me go do some reflecting on it and see. You might be right. It's impossible. They can't. And feminism's not the only one. I've seen the same thing in debates about which is better, Marvel or DC. Nerds are just as bad. So that's why it's a WTF. This isn't a dating thing. Even though a lot of the debates I watch are dating debates. But this is not that. This is over delusions. And just see, because personally, if you show me something I'm doing doesn't make sense, my brain won't let me keep doing it until I can either justify that or reason it out in my brain some way. I would have to just stop doing or saying that thing. I don't have another way to exist. That's just the way God put me together. But these people, they don't have that. They just, nope, I'm gonna power through it in spite of reason and logic. Oh, it's so wild. I'll challenge y'all to go watch a podcast called Whatever Podcast, or watch one called Fresh and Fit. Go watch some of these podcasts because it is just crazy the stuff these women will say, just so they can stay in their delusion. I want to believe this thing. I believe this so much. I've heard there's one woman that was actually on there, and she even said, "I don't care what y'all say. I'm never going to change my views on trans rights." And she's like, you can't. No, nothing can change it. And I don't have a thought like that in my brain. There's not any in my brain that if you showed me it's stupid, I'm still going to believe it's not. What could there be? What could there be? I can't think of a thing. Nothing exists that if you show me that everybody else in the world is laughing at me because I'm doing something stupid, my brain wouldn't let me keep doing it. It's an impossibility. I'm not put together that way. So whenever I see these delusional women or feminists or, whatever their little goal or whatever their little mission is in life to make this thing go through, even though they can see that it's not real, oops, they just have to do it. They can't stop themselves. And it's part of the reason that I kind of feel like I live in a crazy town. Like I'm living in an episode of Black Mirror or something. Where I just wake up one day and, oh, poof, I'm the smartest man in the world. And everybody around me is just like a drooling moron because of delusions. Because I can talk to a woman. I haven't tested this with men, but I have a series of 9 questions. And I can prove to you that a woman is delusional within 9 questions. And every time I've done it, I've never found a woman that didn't have a delusion. Never. In my entire life. That includes every woman I've ever come into contact with. So, and some men, I haven't really tested it. Some of these still would work on men though. I'd catch most of them by like 6 or 7. Even men. Even men. But this one, those 9 questions are geared towards women. But I could put something together where I could do the same thing with men. Everyone has a delusion. And I feel like that's a mental illness. If you have something that you just need to feel is true in spite of the reality that it's not, how is that not a mental illness? How? How is it not? It pretty much sounds like a lot of mental illnesses, doesn't it? Gender dysphoria is a belief that you're a different sex than the one you think you are. So you want to believe that in spite of the science that tells you that it's not true. That's mental illness. The same thing. But a lot of these are like that. A lot of these are just mental illness type shit. Just it's like a mental illness that you just can't. I have a friend who's this thing, so I have to believe this thing. Like, I got a gay friend, so I have to believe this way about gay stuff. And if it's not true, why do you need to believe it? Why do you need to believe something you know ain't right? Yeah. That's why I feel like I live in a Black Mirror episode. Because everybody has these delusions, these stupid things in their head. And I'm trying to come up with a series where I can do something with these questions. Because a lot of them are really simple. Like, you've heard these questions before. But I do enjoy getting to the bottom of it and just finding the delusion in someone. Just this crazy thing that makes no sense and you got to believe it because, I don't know. I kind of understand it because I kind of live my life by a code, and I got that code from my grandpa, and he told me a way that men behave. And so it would be hard for me to go against something that he taught me. It would be like if there was some kind of a conflict in the Bible and it's some religious person and they live their life by the Bible, so they that's their code. It would be kind of like that, I guess. But I don't know. I've never just really believed in anything enough to where I'm going to let it be wrong. Because if it's wrong, it's wrong. Guess it's strange that I need to say that. But yeah, when you're wrong about something, you're just wrong. No amount of not wanting it to be true is going to make it that way. I don't think I have a lot more to say about this one. But yeah, I do plan on doing something with these 9 questions and the delusions. I'd like to do something where I just get women and talk to them and just on camera, just ask them, a few questions and show them how delusional they are. But I don't know if they would want to volunteer for that. Maybe if I get enough followers and one day I can do something like that. But it would be really fun because I could definitely get to a delusion in a woman within 9 questions. It'd probably be a couple more questions for a guy. I probably need to go up to like 12 or 13 or something. But I don't know, I might put that together. Until then, we'll let this be just the 9 questions for females, delusions. But let me know if y'all are interested in something like that. Because I would like to do the 9 questions thing. Just to see. Just to show y'all how crazy I'm seeing everybody. Because it would be really cool if everybody else could see it and maybe start changing some of this so we don't all look like idiots. Peace.